Now I am going to add the text over here, right? For the texting option, you just go for a text tool and then you can type it here, right? Before typing you here, right? You have to check whether that edges of this letter, it gives somewhat this four options, right? So when you get a printout, onwards you will feel that setting over here, right? Always you have to make it as the default one is sharp, right? If it is make it is none, then there is no point of view what you done with the design, right? So that fonts edges, right? Edges is going to be a blended one, right? So that's why we have to give change as a sharp. This is the important setting while you are working the text tool, right? You just hit it here as a letter, right? So once we hit here for the text typing, right? For the text typing, you just get a tool and hit make a click here, right? At that point, you just type it, right? Okay, right? I just type it and set for that. Right, now you can see, guys, this one is a like word, right? One sentence, so whatever, you can use it like that, right? You just get the tool and press it, that click it, right? For the right, for the paragraph, you can't do like this, right? You have to make it as a text box, right? For the text box, you can just click and drag the text box, right? You can click and drag the text box and then you can have the text box here, right? Right. These settings can be done with the paragraph one, right? You can go for the settings, right? You can set the proper, click the properties over here, and then you can change the settings for the paragraph here, right? For the alignments, right? And justify. So those kind of words you can done with the these settings, right? Okay, so keep remember, guys, right? You have to hit the enter to that keys, that enter have with the keyboard, right? That bigger enter for that enter the text down, right? Likewise, enter the text down. But for the confirmation of this tool, right, like transform and non-transform, that thing, right? For that, you just hit the numbers enter, right? So numbers pad enter. That one, it's going to be the finishing the layer of text layer, right? So these two enter keys have the different properties. Keep remember, guys, right? So I just delete this one, right? I don't want that one, right? I want to make it as a font change, right? I want to make it font change. So I just hit font and then I change for this, right? Now the font is changed. I want to make it as a duplicate layer of this, right? So all the settings I have done, right? So the font size and and all the things are right. So I want to make it this layer same as this one. So for that, you just hit Control plus J to make a copy. You can see that the copy, right? So now you can have the copy over here. For that, so you can get the copy, right? So you just select the move tool and you can move here, right? Guys, see, you can have a small difficulties to find the innermost area. For that, you have to zoom it, right? For the zooming, right, you can have the shortcut Control plus, right? In the keyboard numbers pad have that plus key, right? So Control plus, right? You can increase it, right? Increase the zoom in and also zoom out, right? Decrease the zoom. You can have the Control plus minus. You just click the minus and now you can have the clear working area, right? Now it looks fine, right? So control plus and control plus plus and control plus minus, right? For the fit view, guys, last time I said control plus 0, right? Control plus 0, it fits for our window, right? It fits for our window, right? Now I zoom it a little bit, right? I can move this duplicate layer. So I want to move this duplicate layer getting down, right? Okay. So I want to take it, make it as a, let's say, right. So now you don't have the full fill of the text. So you just little bit reduce it so that, right, you can have another shortcut, the temporary shortcut, right? You can press Control and space bar, right? Control and space bar, you will see the icon of zoom, right? Zoom in. So once you click it, it will zoom. Control plus space bar. If you press Control plus Alt key, right, that will shows the zoom out. So when you click it, that will come zoom back, right? Zoom in. Sorry, zoom out, right? While you guys, right, if you want to move it, right, when you are in the zoom, right, when you are in the zoom in, right, like this, right, if you want to move this word, right, with the image, whole image, you can have the hand tool, right? So hand tool, you can move this image, that whole layers you can move, right? So simply you can click the hand tool and then you can move like this, right? If want to use as a temporary key, yes, for that you can press space bar, right? Space bar is the temporary shortcut for the hand tool, right? You can have the hand tool with a space bar and then you can move it like that, right? I just move the text. Now it's okay, it's shown, right? Now I am going to fit the image, right? Right. Now it looks fine. I want to add the shadow for this letter, right? For that, you just zoom it by pressing a space bar and control. Just go for a text and then you have to go for a blending option. For the blending option, you just right click on the layer and then choose the blending option, right? So right click and choose blending option. Blending option, you can have the first priority blending options and general and advanced blending option over there, right? If you want to remove this color, inner color of this letter, you can simply reduce the fill capacity and then you can reduce the color of this, right? This is the fill opacity. Fill opacity means that color, right? The filling of this color will going to disappear by decreasing this, right? If you want to reduce the opacity, that will act as a opacity one, right? As we learned in previous, right? We just reduce the opacity, right? I want to make it as a shadow. For that, you can have the drop shadow option over here, right? So whatever option you want in the blending option, you just first click on the name of the blending option, not here, right? You just click on the name of here and it automatically ticked, right? If you forget to click here like this, right, you may click in the tick, right? Only the tick will apply, but not the options will change, right? So you can have, guys, better you just go for a click on the blending options that names, right? So I just click on the drop shadow. Now I can see the drop shadow, right? Drop shadow is here. Right. For the drop shadow, I have to make it as a drop shadow. It's coming to the this later. You can adjust by here, right? You can have the color is here, right? I was change that one. Color always shadow is a black one, and you can have the blend mode also, right? You can adjust the blend mode also, right? You can see, right, that this is the size of our shadow, right? We can increase the size. You can see that that letter, it shows like this, right? It shows like this. It is so as a shadow, right? A little bit, right? You can adjust a little bit, and then you can give a depth for that, color depth, that shadow depth, by moving this spread active, all right, spread option, and you can increase the shadow depth by increasing this side. Also, you can have the quality, that contour option. Contour option is have different style of that shadows, so you can click and make it as a different style of that shadows as well, right? I just get it normal one, right? And then I want to make it as a that outer border of each letters. For the outer border, you can have the option for the stroke, right? I don't want to tell all the things, guys, here, right? I just pick it some important things on here, right? If you want to know about all the things, you just go and check it, whether what will happen when I click it here, right? Or just click the stroke here, right? You can have the size of the stroke, right? One pixels always. You can have. I want to make it as 5 or 2. All right, 2. Now you can see the guys. See, guys, strokes can give inwards or outwards or center, right? 3 options are there. So you can give the out, it will come out, right? If you want to give the inside one, it come inside, right? So you can have the different options over there, right? In the outside, okay, right? Okay, I just give the outside, and then little bit darker one. Right, okay, right. Now I want to fill the color of this white, right? I want to fill the color of this one. For that, we can have the color overlay option, right? Once you click the color overlay option, you can have the color picker. Then you will change the color, and you can make it better color you want, right? Okay. Or else you can fix as a gradient overlay, right? Whatever things, guys, right? You can have these 3 options, that color or gradient or pattern. These 3 options, or only one you can give, right? If the color overlay only, or gradient overlay, or pattern overlay, whatever, right? Whatever thing you can give only these 3 of these things, right? So I just going to hit the gradient. Gradient, we learn about that one. You just go to the basic one, and then you can have the basic one, or the blues, right? I just get as blue, and you can have the guys have like this one, right? Now you can see this one, darker blue is here, lighter blue is over there, right? I want to make it as a vice versa, right? It's going to be darker one here, lighter one here. For that, you can have the reverse option, right? While you're pressing the reverse option, it will reverse, right? So you can select either whatever you want, right? I make it as like this, lighter one, okay, and then that stroke is going to match one. Okay, now it looks better than before, right? Right. I want to make it this letter to shadow in the backside. In the backside, that's going to be a that flat one, right? Flat one in the horizontal plane, right? So for that, I want to make it this layer copy, right? So first I have to make it as a layer copy. Now you can see this, guys. Now you can see this one is a layer, text layer, right? So with the text layer, you can adjust the size of this text layer without this, right? With the text editing option. So that I want to change this layer to image layer. For the image layer, we can have the option, right? By clicking, right click on it, right click and make it as a rasterized type, right? So rasterized types gives you a plain layer here, right? Now you can have the layer like this, right? Now I am going to fill the color of black. For the filling of color, you just press Control and then click here, and now you can have the selections over there, and then you have to fill the color. So make it default in the color plate by pressing D key, and now you have the foreground color black. So foreground filling, Alt plus backspace, right? Now you can fix the color on it, right? But it's not changed, right? Because we can have the that blending options over here. So I have to remove this blending options of this layer, right? So that I just click it and clear layer style. Right now you can have the fresh layer, right? Now you can't edit anymore this layer. This one is a image layer, but you can edit this one, right? Okay. Now I am going to edit this, make it as a shadow background of this image, right? Or else you can make it in the background like a in a horizontal plane, right? So that I just make it as a transform, right? For the transform, as I said, right? For the transform, you just hit Control plus Enter and then right click, right? Then right click and make it as a skew, right? Right click and make it skew. Now you can skew the letter like this. Right? And you can place it over there. Like this, right? So once I finish this work, right, I can place it underneath of this layer, right? Now you can have the little bit closer 3D look, right? If you want to minor adjustment, like I want to move little bit further, right? You can have the point is not much, so I want it little bit further. You can just move by pressing the arrow keys, right? Right arrow, it will move like this, right? Now it's perfectly fixed. Right, guys? Now it's quite fine, right? As I said earlier, you just hit Control plus J and then remove the blending options, right? Right click and right click on the layer and then clear layer style, right? Right, clear layer style and then place the color, right? I want to make it this color, right? Like a black color. So I want to go to the text and again text tool. Now you can have the color picker here. You just pick the color and then you can change the color over here, right? And then you can move little bit by pressing the arrow key like this, right? You can have the looking better look, right? So now it's quite better with our text editing, right? So you can have, guys, right? Now it's that shadow it comes this side, but our text comes this side. So I want to make it as again back. So git again for the undo and then this side. Sorry. So I want to make this layer, first layer, right, left side, and little bit topmost. Right now it feels fine. right? So this is the way we can edit the text and layers and do the blending options. So those kind of works we can do further, right? Next we I just placed this image for cropping one, right? You can see that slightly slanted this one, right? So just I go for a crop tool and then hit here and click here, and then you can see that arrow is come to the changing arrow. Just swap the image like this, right? Okay. You can have the guideline, guys, right? So this guideline, it gives a better look. Now you hit enter. Now you can have the correct cropping, right? Okay. Then we are going to find this is the way we can do the poster designing both things, right? So all the things I covered mostly here, right? Basic things you just got the knowledge, I think. Right. So then I will go for a logo design, right? I want to save it, this one, and close it. Right. For the logo, guys, right? You can have these two ideas, right? They just drawing first. We have to draw by hand, right? This logo, and then right, and then this logo is the base, right? The base. So you can make it as a base logo. This one, right? So that's why I'm making a new document. Sorry, new layer here, or else you can make it as a new document, right? Go for a new document and then create. Right, so you just make it as this one layer, right? As I said, right, you can go for a window and arrangement and you can move. This is a quicker way than that, right? You just plus pick the image, right, by clicking, right, by clicking, and then move to a new document, tap, and then release it into it, right? Again, guys, please watch carefully, right? This is your background layer. One layer you have to move to your new document, right? You just click and drag it, move into the tab. Once you reach the tab will open, and then you can have release the that layer into that new document, right? So if you miss, right, you can miss, right? If you may miss, if you miss to get it, that message will have shown, right? It cancel. So you just, when you get here and release it, there is no image over there, right? So better you just go and release it here, right? So it's coming easy to guys, right? It's come easily when you are handling this Photoshop option, right? Okay. So now I want to get this only this image, right? You can see that white region also there. So I want to select this region, right? I want to really delete this outside, right? Outside. I don't want this outside. For that outside, you can go for a select inverse. Select inverse option. Control plus Shift plus I. Note it down, guys. Select inverse. Control plus Shift plus I. Right now you can see the layers outside is selected, right? So now you just simply hit the delete icon. Now you can have the that selected region only. Now go to the deselection by clicking pressing D Control plus D. Now deselect, and you can unmask the background too, right? Now we can have the logo basic design, right? I can just increase the size by using the resize option. Right now, I have to make it as that lower half, right? So that I just go for a elliptical tool and make it as a lower half like this. Right. So now I almost I reach it. Right. If not, right, you can go for a another drawing style, right? So when you cover that one, right, this point is quite okay, right? So after placing that one, you can simply move and fit it, right? Now it's almost fitted, right? So now we can create a new layer, right? It's called new layer, right? And then fill it with a white color, right? So now we have the one layer, right? So at the point, right? At the point, I want to go to the blending option by, as I said, right click on the layer and choose blending option, or else you can just hit it, double click, right? Double click and go to the blending option. Double click on the layer, not here, right? Double click on here, it will change the layer name, right? Here double click, it will open the blending option, right? You can release the fill opacity by reducing this one, and then you have to give the strokes here, right? So strokes gives you a or line here, right? Now it gives a line, right? Okay, guys. Now I draw a bottom line one. For that, for this line one, right? This line one, I want to make it as a copy, Ctrl+J, and then I want to slide back like this, and then this cube, right? And also innermost one we have. So I want to make it this layer for this, right? For that you have to make it first layer, that one, right? You can have the layer. If that layer not selected, right? You may feel if that layer not selected, just right click and you can select the layer, right? Now the layer is selected, right? So Ctrl+J and again Ctrl+T, and now I'm going to reduce the size, right? Reduce the size by pressing Alt+Shift. Now you can see, guys, right? Now you can see that second part of that line is made, right? Also, I want to make it this line, another line, right? Another line of this region. So that rest region, I want to make it this one copy, right? So plus J and reduce the layer size, and now you can see this layer. It's okay, or almost fit, right? Right, guys. Right, now it's fine, guys. Now we have to make this ear, right? This ear portion. So that ear portion we can make it as make with the pen tool, right? This one is a pen tool. I only recommend this tool, guys. You have to familiarize with this tool, right? You can, I will tell about those things, right? So you just click on it, right? You just click on it, that like this, right? This region, and you can click and drag it, right? Click and drag it, it will form as a curved line. Click and drag, right? Once you click and drag, and then you can have this point, right? This point. So click and drag it again, right? So once you have this guideline, it will guide you another curve here. I don't want this curve, so that, right? I want to remove this guideline. For the removing this guideline, you just press the Alt key and hit here, right? Hit here, it will break it, right? Then you will at the point here by clicking and drag, click and drag. Now you can have the guideline light, right? Now you can have. Now you just press this one also, right? This one also here with the Alt key. By pressing the Alt key and click on the anchor point, it will release the guideline, right? That forward guideline. And second ear is here. So I just go for a second. No need to click and drag. Just click, and then you can have another curve, right? Another curve like this, right? If you want to change this curve, I just mistakenly I move this one, right? This one like this. I want to make it as a perfect one, right? You just go and press the control icon, right? Control icon, and then hit here, right? Now you can move the points, guys, right? Now you can move the points and perfectly, right? So I just make it as like this, and now I hit again that tool, right? If you miss that connection, right, you can see, right? You can see I missed the connection of that, so that you just go back, undo, right, and then click Alt key here, and now you can see the connections here, right? So clearly see, guys, pen tool is very important, right? Once you click over here, right, it will connect it to each, right? If the point's not connected, then you can't get the shape, right? So now it's fine, and then I come to here, right, like this, right? You can move for a little bit and click again, and then you can finish it like this, right? If you want to make it this one, this line is little bit blended one, right? Not a sharp corner, right? Not a sharp corner, that blended one. So you can go for it, right? You can redesign it and make it anchor point here, and you can set it, release it both way, right? I will show you like that one too. Right now we have also, now we have the guideline over here, right? I just remove, and now we can finish this here option, right? So once you finish, right, you just hit Control plus Enter, guys. Control plus Enter, make as a selection. Now you can have the selection, right? If you have the selection, then you definitely going to be make it as a new layer, and then fill color, right? Now you can have the color, fill color with that one, right? Same principle we have to add the for like these lines, right? So I want to copy this one, right? Copy the blending option for this line, so that I just right click and copy layer style, and then I will paste it here, right? Right click and paste it. Now you can see, guys, right? The both options are now it's almost done, right? Now you can have these options, right? Now you can delete unwanted areas, right? Unwanted areas you can delete. Before that, right, you have to merge all the layers, right? Another shortcut for the merging layers, right? First and second, that this one, if I want to merge these two layers, you just hit and Control plus E key, right? Control plus E, it will merge, right? Problem is here, you can see this one, right? That layer, it's merged to this one, right? So it comes two lines, so it's not a way. So I want to make it these all layers come together. So I want to make it this all layer. So first click on that and press shift, and then go to the last layer. It all layers selected. Now you hit Control plus Enter. Now you can see this one is a one layer, right? So one layer we make it, right? Now you can see this one is a one layer, right? Now you can delete the unwanted lines, right? Unwanted lines by using the eraser tool, right? Using the eraser tool here. The eraser tool also same as eraser tool is also same as a selection, right? You can, by pressing the square bracket and increasing the size, you can reducing a size by left square bracket. You just go for it, and I don't want to make these kind of connections over here, right? So I just press confirm the layer, and then I right. So when I deleting, right, it looks blended delete, so that you just right click on anywhere, and then you can make it the hardness to 100, right? Now when you delete it, that one, it's going to be a full delete, right? So get undo, right? Get undo, and then select the layer and delete unwanted areas, right? Let's say like that, guys. Right now you can see how you are going to design a logo. Right, this is the way we can design the logos. Right, so after designing this one, this is the final design. Right, so you can see how it looks. Right, so you can give the variations too. Right, so this is the way we can do for the logos. Right, okay, I just finishing this one. Okay, right. Okay, sir, thank you. Right. Okay, I can wind up. If you have any question, you can ask. You can unmute and ask, or just type on the chat box. Lot of things we learned today, right? If you miss anyone here, just place your mail ID, right? Yeah, thank you, thank you. So anyone you want to learn more, I just give you a mail with the mail ID. I just send you a Google form. Just fill out it, please, and then I will go through the your results, and then I will start off the next sessions in futures if that with a priority of use, right? So better you guys please keep in touch with me in email, right? You can mail me and I will go through your emails, right? So while watching my mails, I will reply you, right? Most of you interested and have participated, right? I don't know, last time we have 102 participants, now it's about 30, right? So I don't know, last time it's going to be more or something, right? Today it's a big day for you, right? You learn lot of things, right? You just go for recording, right? I didn't record it in previous, sorry you guys, but then rest of the about 70 over the 80% part is in the recorded, right? Better you can go for a recording and then you can see the what are the options over there, and then better guys you remember the shortcuts, right? So with the shortcut you can do very well, right? Okay, what else, anything you want to know? If you have any session, please inform. Yes, I will inform in future for collective mail, right? So I have collective mail, all the mails I have, it's about 150 or 170 mails. So I will send you all, right? Frequently you just check the mail and please that Google form, right? You just go for the Google form and make it that Google form options, right? So depend on your preference, then only I will make the future sessions, right? So if you have any future sessions topics, you can just type it, or else we will wind up. Any comments, guys? Right, so no more suggestions, right? So we will wind up. Okay, thank you guys, thank you for your time, and we will wind up now. And if you want anything more or else software handling problems, you just mail me. I will reply you in a proper way, right? Okay, have a good luck trying Photoshop, doing things. Yes, anyone? Yeah, I will send my mail ID, right? Right. See, guys, I will send you everyone, right? Harichandra K at univ.jfn.ac.uk, right? Harichandra K. I must write. But if you have any question, you can just mail me, right? Or else someone. Thank you, Madhavan sir. Be here. Happy to see you, right? Right. Thank you. Yeah. Next session. It depends on you guys. You just fill the form, right? With your convenient time. You just give me, right? That depend on your convenience. I will make it, right? So I just make it that Google form. You just go through the Google form and make it for your favor time and dates, right? We will meet again in another session, another interesting session, right? I have a plan. In next one is basic video editing, right? My hope is no one's want to know no one's don't want to know anything, right? You should know everything in the basic level, right? So that's why I am starting this one. Better it's if I got claps, then I will continue, right? Okay, right.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. Good night. Good luck, guys. Good luck.
Okay, sir. Thank you.